Okay, it's been a long time coming, but it's time to make some silver. We're going to go through a lot of different methods and just see if we can like slowly grind our way up to multiple millions of silver. Currently we're sitting at 733,000 silver. But I thought it'd be time to start this. We're going to go open world as well as in cities. Gives you kind of a variation, but this is going to be a long process. So we're going to start with the in-city stuff, and then we're going to move, obviously, to the outside. Start trying to earn some money there. So I think the most appropriate thing to start with is from sieges. We have been getting rare schematics. Unbound is the main thing about this. So you've got, if you look at the bottom here, there's nothing there, and then these ones are bound where it says the big red bound. That means we can't sell them. Unbound means we can, and you get these from sieges and doing like just randomly, just as a reward. So we got two things we could do with these. We can either sell these straight away. That will be, go to schematics, armor schematics, go to quality, rare. That we're looking about 20,000 per one of these. That's pretty cheap. They used to be a lot more expensive back in the day. So I could make a quick 100,000, well, over 100,000 silver from that. That would be probably the smart option. The next option would be to try and make it into armor. Now, this is going to be all RNG. Because what we are looking for, what is the high value armor, is going to be anything with leadership on. So we go like light armor, helmets. Let's go epic. And so we got, these are all useless, tiny prices. What we're looking for is anything above like 20 leadership. So this is 19, it's going for 500,000. That's probably a little overpriced. You probably want to be putting at something at 19 leadership up for about 100,000, maybe 150 at a push. Like it's just, that's too cheap. So 13, no one's going to bother buying anything. Anything below sort of 15 isn't really worth it, in my opinion. But even if we get like a 14 or 15, I'll probably put it up for like 30,000, 20,000. So we're not losing anything, because it's paying for our items and our schematic, and someone might go, oh, I just need that, but buy it. So we'll start off with the first thing I want to do is figure out what we want to make, what items with leadership are going for the most. At the moment, it looks like leather, like rogue hoods, are looking pretty good, because there's not really many with leadership, well, with leadership on for high price. So if we get like a 20 leadership helmet, you know, we're looking pretty good. Let's just keep going, see if there's anything. No, okay, so that's gonna be one, but we'll have a look through and then we'll get back and see what we've decided to go for. Yeah, we'll go helmet. I think we'll go helmet just to make this go quicker. Now the next thing we want to do is, obviously, if you've got a few of these but you don't have the unbound items, you know, we could sell this as well. We could just sell the unbound silver, powdered silver, that would sell for a lot too. I could sell all these resources, but we got to make sure that stuff's unbound. I do have a lot of unbound resources, and this is all just being collected from like when I get items from sieges, and I'll just salvage them, and I get that, and it's just kind of over the time it's sat in. Yeah, so what we're going to do is, if we're lacking that and we need to do it, we're just going to go and get some tack, we're going to get some shielded chamfrons from the tack, Barding's attack, and then you're going to unclick bronze, and that's going to buy it with silver. So you've got to actually make sure you have silver before you do this. That's kind of annoying, but you could use this method to get yourself some powdered silver and stuff if you don't have it already, because it has to be unbound, as I said. And we break down the item, and we might get some powdered silver, we might not. We didn't, but we got some rolled leather and some steel. That's nice. But you're obviously hoping for powdered silver. So you're going to go through that, get that, and then we now are going to move on to making ourselves some helmets. What does the chat say? I think you should go for heavy armor because normal set is still good with longsword. Maul. It's very true. Let's have a look at the heavy sets one more time because you make a very good point that the light armor sets, people kind of want the epic schematic sets where heavy armor, there's a few guys that still need just the normal guardsman set because their epic schematic set isn't actually all that. So heavy armor could be the way. Okay, 1.5 million for that helmet. Nice. Braces. Armor. Chest is looking pretty good. 21 leadership is 600,000. I mean, anything's going to be quite good there, to be honest. Gloves. What are we looking at? Gloves. Oh, too far. 1.2 million. 23. I mean, everything's kind of okay priced. I'm thinking. See what feats are going for. They don't have any leadership. 23 going for 799,000. That's 23 leadership. That's a lot of leadership. So I think it's helmets again. Potentially, helmets are going to be the way forward. 1.5 mil. What's this one got on it? This is 21 at 400 and something thousand. That is a realistic price, to be fair. 150,000, 15. That's a bit expensive. 10. The only reason I'd go light armor realistically right now is because there isn't that many on there, helmet wise. But you are right with the. Let's go heavy helmet. Let's go heavy helmet. Here we go. So we're going to start off by making this. Pull up the helmet. Guardsman. And then we're going to untick that. It's going to cost us 1,600 silver to make it. We've got all the resources. 20 powdered silver. Rolled leather. And steel ingots. But we got 7 chances. This could go horribly wrong and we could lose out on way more than we're going for. But we're going to risk it because the chance of reward here could be like, you know, at least 1 million or at least 500,000 silver. That would be way more than we'd get from selling these. So selling all the kind of items. So let's give it a go. First one up, gentlemen. Okay, it's blue. That's never ideal. 0 leadership. That is going to get salvaged. Moving on. Next one. Here we go. A blue again. No leadership. This guy is going to rob me. You're right. He's going to rob me. 5 left to go. Here we go. Oh. Oh, daddy. If this is 25 leadership, we have made 5 million. Unfortunately, it's no leadership. That is disappointing. 4 left to go. Hopefully we can. 7 leadership. That is barely worth selling. 3 left to go. Come on. Give us a nice bit of leadership. No, nothing. So far, 7 leadership. So this is going to be a money loser. But don't worry, because we get into other methods. This is just the risk reward method that is more risk than reward. It seems to be. Again, another blue. He is taking me to the cleaners. Last one. $19 leadership. Okay, so we might be able to make some money back. We might be able to make some money back. We're not making too much, but it's 19 leadership. We might be able to sell the 7 leadership one for like 10,000 silver, maybe. But there it is. 19 leadership. It's an annoying amount, but we will take it. We will take that. And what we'll do is we'll plop that right on the auction house. Let's actually first take a look how much 19 leadership is going for. It's probably going to be absolutely nothing. But even if it's 100,000 or less, we're still, we're still doing something at least. 15,000, no leadership. 21 is 400. 20 is 300. 15. So we'll go for like 200,000, I think. Let's go 200,000. 2,000, 20,000, 200,000. We're going to pop it up for 2 days. 3 days, sorry. And then, boom, up it goes. $200,000. So hopefully that comes off, and if you sold all your resources, you would do better. Yeah, but that's the chance you're taking. This is what I was saying. It's a risk. It's risk, reward. And actually, would I have done better? Probably would have done better selling all my resources. But the chances are that the one time you do that, you go and get like a 25 leadership helmet or whatever you're making, and that could have been 5 million. The chances of the reward you get is huge for actually risking it. We got 7 leadership here, so I'll probably just shove that up for like 10,000. Actually, probably even less. Let's go 7,000 on that. Someone might take it, and then I think the rest of that can go into the recycling. Yeah. Just make sure none of this has leadership. No leadership. No leadership. No leadership. I do apologize for my bags. They are horrific. Let's move me up here. See what we get. So we're going to get some of our powdered silver. And obviously this is unbound powdered silver. So we'll get some of this back. We get some gold powder. That's okay. So, I mean, we're not getting anything like what we spent back. But there it is. Mildly underwhelming, but sometimes it's risk reward, and you can obviously get lucky. So that was sort of the first thing we're doing. That's the inside of the city. Obviously you got the horse cellar, you can go back and forward, but I'm not sure how decent that is. So at this point in time, so that was after doing sieges, having the like schematic and the resources to be able to do that. But the next stage, we will venture out into the open world and try and take our little squad of open world farmers, all with their nice food consumption and labor increase doctrines, take them into the open world and see if we can make money from that point. Okay. We're going into the next stage of the money's making. We're still sitting pretty at 722,000. We have our auction still going, pending status, because it's directly after that. But we are going to farm some resources. Now, the first thing we need to look at is the Wall of Fame. We go to the message board and we bring this up. We're going to exploit people's lack of going out into the open world. So we've got all these little quests, and obviously these quests, it's a big quest towards your weekly quest that is quite important. You get obviously your supply tokens and stuff from doing that. So this is a really easy one to come in and get 5 of these done, and boom, you move that thing along quite a far way. So a lot of people come in here to get that out of the way. Now what we want to look for here is supplying the perfect amount of resources for the quest at an inflated cost. is the plan at an inflated cost. So, for example, the sheepskins, you need 10,000. Now, a lot of people do this, so look, 10,000, but we're going to be charging over what it would be to buy just a huge amount of them. But first, to get the resources, we need to go into the open world. Now, it does help if you've been playing for a little bit and you have requisition orders. That obviously mean you don't have to pay too much, like bronze, to go and use. You don't get charged too much to. You don't get charged anything to use nodes, but we can just use bronze for that. This might be the only method that we can use bronze to make silver, but we'll see how we get on. So we've looked through that. Obviously, these quests change as we go. Like down here, we've got like these that then we get into doing some other stuff that we'll get into eventually, like making these fine fabrics and stuff like that. But that does cost us in investment. But first off, these do change. They change every week, or every week on reset, or it might be every day. I'm not really sure. But anyway, they change. So it does help if we just go out, we go farming, and we go and find ourselves some, we grab as much stuff as we can. I haven't looked at what's available in our area, but I'm sure it'll be okay. We're going to take our squad with us, and it should all go well. Leaving Feith. No, where's my farming squad? There they are. Gentlemen. Okay. Now, let's get into the map. Let's start off with going to... How much is that? 22,000. Too expensive. No, thank you. Limestone. Let's go grab... Actually, let's have a look at the valuable ones. They'll be empty. They definitely will be empty. You empty? No. Food. We could go get some... Let's go get some grain. That is still available. Let's go get some granite. That's a really long way. Let's stick close to home. Let's go get some iron to start off with. Here we go. Speeding along. That doesn't have any, does it? No. And that does have some, but we could get some skins from the tannery. Maybe we should get that. Is that close? It's nice and close. We'll go to the tannery quickly. We'll go across here to tannery. This is going to cost a bit, but we have requisition orders. That means we can just pound it without having to pay anything. Okay, yep, we got this. Yep, this is all new. Let's requisition order this. So we get mountain fur. Sheepskin is coming in hot. We're getting a lot of sheepskin. Huge amounts. We got some fur. Lovely. Okay, let's head back to Conqueror City. And then, so now we're looking at our wagon. We have 37,000 sheepskin. We got some wolf fur. We got some sinew. We got some fur. That's great. And we're just going to have that, dump that supply, and we can use that later when the quests come up. So essentially, that's what you're going to do. You're going to want to go all around, pick up as many different resources as you can, and then when the right quest comes up, sell them. But make sure they're done at the right specific quest, sort of 1,000. If the quest requires 1,000, do 1,000, but put a premium on the fact that you're putting them up for 1,000. In fact, what we'll probably go and do now is, you get the idea of what you want to do out farming. I'll go and just look through the list and put a few things up, and then when everything sells, I can put it up and everyone can see what everything's selling for. Okay, wagon. Let's empty the wagon into my supply dump. Move all. Boom. It's all in there. Now what we'll do is we'll go here. And what do we need? 10,000. So we could complete this quest, but what I'm going to do is sell. I'm going to go to my wagon, and I'm going to find the item that was... Wait, what was it again? Sheepskin. So we're going to find sheepskin that we actually have loads of. And then we're going to do quantity. We're going to set as 1,000. Is it 10,000? Sorry, 10,000. And then we're going to charge... We're going to charge 1,000 for it. 1,000, nice. And that is going to be... Yeah, that's going to be nice. And then we just need to do that. It's unfortunate you can't just set quantities. We're going to have to just keep doing this. So we can go like that. We go 10,000 again. We put it up for 1,000. And you kind of get the picture. We're just going to keep doing this. Converting it into money. 10,000. And yeah, so this is how you can slowly grind your way to getting yourself some silver. Just gonna keep going. Another 1,000. Okay, it's not gonna be the fast thing, but obviously some products are gonna be worth a lot more than others. So this is just just a couple of thousand. It's not anything special, but it will add up over time. You kind of get the idea. That's silver making in terms of like quite an easy way of just going out, converting bronze into silver, and then you put it in there, make sure it's at the right thing, and you'll get people like me or people that have a lot of silver will just come along and go, oh, you know what? Let's say they don't have the item or they don't have the product. They might go like that, and then they'll just purchase it straight away. 700 and just buy it, and then boom, quest complete. So there you go. That is outside world silver making in a very brief and uncomplicated way. So it's a day later, and we made a few sales. We have sold the low leadership helmet, so got 6,000 for that. Nothing major, just allows us to get a little bit of silver. We've sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, these are all just from a box. So we sold 5 of the sheepskins. So yeah, we made a bit of silver, and obviously not a lot, but we weren't pressing it that hard. But there is the sales. So we're making a little bit here. We're making a bit of silver. That is lovely. So that's kind of proof in the pudding that you can make silver. It just takes a little bit of time. Roam around, do a few things, and yeah, just make sure you're looking at basically making people's lives easier. And then in terms of the actual like trying to get leadership on gear, I wouldn't advise going out and buying with silver the schematics and then trying that yourself. I would just wait until you get a few of them from doing sieges and stuff, and then just make them when you've got a stack of them, and cross your fingers that you would get some high leadership. But yeah, but the actual like Thief quest option, that's probably your best way to make silver, and that's the way I make most of mine when I actually sit down and want to make silver. At the moment, I don't feel like it's that necessary, but it would be nice every now and then to get to 1 million. But there's nothing really I need to buy apart from schematics. But I already have 10 here epic schematics saved up, so yeah, it's not that pressing for me at this point in time. We've got like already the reforged full DB set. We've got the full reforged short bow set. So yeah, I don't really feel I have much need for it apart from artillery. Artillery's quite a big one, but again, same thing. We've got 24 boxes of epic artillery, and then we've got 18 boxes of legendary artillery on top of the artillery we've already got. So yeah, not much need for me, but just a little. There you go. It's a little show on on what I do to make silver when I want to. Hope you've enjoyed.